Throughout our lives, we have many different events that change our world. For me, one of these events was the EF5 tornado that hit Joplin just 2 years ago, on May 22nd, 2011. To think that even such little time has gone by blows my mind. And that's what we'll be talking about today. In this tornado, many lives and billions of dollars in damage were done. I reflect on these events for the opportunity that I have recently been given. I am involved with a research group called YCDR, which stands for Youth Creating Disaster Recovery, or as I like to call it, Learning from Youth. Learning from Youth is a research group who are looking at kids who have been involved in disasters, such as myself in the tornado. Over the years, the city of Joplin has rebuilt. But I like to reflect on the thoughts of other people and myself and how we felt during the tornado and during the recovery, which we're still part of currently. Let's start by watching parts of a video of mine that I called Stained Glass Theater Vlog. In advance, I'd like to apologize for the footage, the editing being poorly done. I didn't have much technology back at the time, and so it's the best I could have done. And also, I was kind of lazy as a child at the time, being 13 and all, kind of lazy, and so I didn't really edit it that well. So some views may be more like this, nah, upside down or sideways, same difference. But they may end up like that, and I apologize that I didn't take the long time that it deserved and edit it. So we'll watch it now. This is what's left of Stained Glass Theater of Joplin. It's just sad. You guys can't really see well, but it's just sad. This was the men's changing room, I believe. Yeah, it was. Because the women's was completely destroyed. Here's the women's. They had it made, didn't they? I love this theater. It's my home. I love Sally and Wendy. I'm sad that they're gone, but they're with him. For the past 9 years, I've looked forward to going here for every play. Now what? Isn't that just ironic? Oh, my friends. And now, I'm so thankful for the theater. The building's gone, but the family will live on forever. And the best times of my life were spent here. I love this place. The memories will live forever in my heart. I love you all. It's just heartbreaking. To be honest, it's better things to come. It's my home. This is Cedar, Wisconsin house. It's love. Sorry I'm not doing much talking in this vlog. I'm just letting it all sink in. This is only my second time to this place since May 22nd, which I find ironic now. 3 months ago that happened. Joplin, Missouri's tornado, which up here, and St. John's. You know, it's weird. What buildings get my heart. Castle. When they say live in my heart. Nah. Well, by seeing all this, you guys may not understand why Wendy and Sally those two names, are being stated so often. Well, it's heartbreaking, to be honest. This is basically my home to me. It's like seeing everything you know and love just gone. This is actually from up there. There used to be a whole building. This was just the basement I showed you, and that's all that's left. But look at this. This wasn't just placed here. It's embedded. I was here whenever we first was when it was first discovered, and we saw that and we're like, what? We were like so in shock because I mean, this piece is here, up here. I think it, if I remember correctly, it goes. See, does it? Nope, that piece is embedded. Goes to about here, all the way down there, down that whole hill. It's heart wrenching, isn't it? I mean, yeah, sure. To a lot of people, to most of you, it's just a building. It was just a building. To me, it was my life, my home, my family. Everything I truly cared about was here. Stained glass theater. To me, I just want to thank all the people who have donated and spent time at this theater. Those people I really care about. I'm so thankful that they, just out of the kindness of their heart, were able to do this for me. And for countless others. This theater meant a lot to so many people. So many people. I mean, I'd go in there and show you what signatures can be found. When we scavenge or whatnot. But I can't. I can't find them. I have some memories I have left of this place. I was only here for 3 shows. But those 3 shows were the best things of my life. This is just 3 months after the tornado. I'd like to show you the same location just 2 years later. And this also will include St. John's, which will help on with my later information. Isn't that insane? Just 2 years later, and you couldn't even tell that there's a building there. Just an awkward parking lot. And even with St. John's, I mean, you can't even tell. There's just a gigantic hill that looks like it has a garden on it. Next, I'd like to show you a video of just 1 year after the tornado, when St. John's was being started to be torn down, and I call it Goodbye St. John's. So, good to know I live in Joplin, Missouri. A tornado dropped. The big tornado, yes, we're famous for now. Nothing else. And the big famous thing we're also famous for, building wise, is what's left of St. John's. Well, they're starting to tear that down today. So that's all fun. And so now I'm really on my way home because it was anticlimactic. They hit my ball against an outer wall for a bit until the outer wall fell. Like a little section of it. So it really wasn't much. I decided to walk instead of in the car, and I think I decided to stay around too much. Now this was a landmark. The start of the deconstruction, St. John's was the icon of Joplin after the tornado, and was what everyone came to see. And when it came down, it was showing that we were really rebuilding strongly as a city. Finally, the teacher who taught at one of the schools that was destroyed by the tornado, Miss Wendy Hennedy. Miss Hennedy was a 3rd grade teacher at Irving when the tornado hit. She was able to see her whole classroom full of books and other supplies and was unable to reach them. I'd like to take a minute and talk about something about the tornado when it came to me. The school that Miss Hennedy taught at was also my elementary school. I'll show an image in a bit of what it looked like afterwards that I personally edited. The picture speaks a lot to me, of a destroyed playground, of where I played as a child. It affects me greatly because I think of all the childhood memories that I had at that school that are now gone with the building. Like, I can remember them, but there's no place to show it. It's strange to me, living in a town like Joplin, how just a few people all over the world came in just to help a small little town like us. It was interesting to watch how people who I never met interact with others. It was strange because we were a town that we functioned on ourselves. We didn't really deal with a lot of outside people giving us stuff. So it was different to see someone from New York or even internationally come in and say, "Hey, I want to help you out." It was something that none of us had really even expected before. It was something I was happy to see. I was happy to see it because it showed for once in the world that the human race was together, and we were truly and strongly what everyone needed to be. Now, the image will be shown after the outro. And I really want you to pause this video and take a look at it, and just to make and get an idea of what it would mean to you if this was your son or daughter's playground, if this was your childhood right there. I just want you to take a minute and look at it, deeply look at it, and think to yourself, how would this affect me? What does this one picture mean to me? And if this is on YouTube, which it probably will be, post in the comments below, or just talk about it. If you're watching with multiple people, have a conversation with this about this picture, or pictures you even have. I want this video not just to be a small little idea. I want it to be a starting point. I want it to be the starting of a conversation between parents and children, teens and with their friends. I want this video to actually prove to people something. That teens of America and of the world can do something. That we have the power to change our world. We're looking for a cause, and we're looking for a reason to exist. We live in a world full of so much falseness. We look for something real. The image I'll show you at the end is something real. It's something I took and something I personally edited. And it just means a lot. And I want teens, kids, youth, I want everyone to look at it and think. And I want them to take action. I want to show the world that the future is bright. That the youth of today aren't just going to be swag bag or just alcoholics or like going to destroy our world. I want to show that we actually are going to change the world for the better. That we will bring on something that the generations before us will be happy to look at and say, my kids did that, my grandkids did that, something like that. I want people to look at awe of our generation. I want people to say that's the generation that changed the world for the better. Not that this is a generation that screwed up the world. This is why we're in so much trouble. It's because of this generation. And that's what people think it's going to be right now. Let's prove the world wrong. Why not? Let's prove the world wrong and say, hey, we're making a difference. We are going to change the world, and watch out, because your ideas may be changed because it's outdated. But who cares? If we can improve our world and make it worth living and help people who have been in disasters, or even just help your neighbor even when we're not in disaster, when we're just living our daily lives. If you see an old lady trying to get her groceries out of her car, run across the street. If you don't know the lady, just say, hey miss, can I help you with your groceries? Or something like that. I'm sick and tired of watching people daily just sit around and do nothing. It just bugs me so much that people can just sit around and think the world's going to be okay because the government's going to pay for everything. That Obama or whatever, wherever you're from, the government has the answer to all of our problems. No, it does not have answers for anything. We are the reason the government even exists. We're the reason for this world. We're the reason that we exist. We are the reason that this world will go one of two ways. It will go A, super positive, happy, and peace can actually maybe be achieved in our lifetime. Or constant B, constant war, pain, death, suffering, famine, disease, and all this will continue on, and without anyone caring at all. Look at the image. Say what it means. Have a conversation. Impact the world. That's all I ask of you. That's all I ask today. We're all out of time for today anyways. So take a look at the image, and I'll see you next time.